Hey everybody, Wolver Monkey here. Been a while, ain't it? Apologize for the length between my last video and this video. Kind of lost my hobby mojo. Kind of down in the dumps, not really feeling it, if you know what I mean. But I'm gonna try and rectify that and make it all gooder. This, as the title says, is a Origins loot video for the miniature gamer guys. Phil and I just recently, this past weekend, went to Origins Game Fair 2018. We were there Friday, Saturday, most of Sunday. By like 1:30 on Sunday, we were pretty con-fried, so we just left. But played a bunch of games, had a lot of fun, met a lot of cool people. Always enjoy Origins. I think that was like our 5th or 6th Origins in a row. So it's my little vacation away from everything else. So as I said, this is for the miniature gamers. So on a miniature side, let's see, I played at Origins. We played a 2-hour learn to play Kings of War, which we both really liked. I chose the goblins because that's the army I was interested in anyway. Phil grabbed the orc, so it was some green on green hatred. And great system. The guy spent like a half hour, ran down he had like a quick QR sheet, and he ran through that, and all the special features were there. I don't remember how many points of an army we had, but after that they pretty much let us go, and if we had questions, we'd raise our hand and a guide come over and answer questions for us. But as I would consider myself a seasoned wargamer, so I would say Phil's probably right around there too. So yeah, didn't have any trouble picking it up at all. I think by our second turn we were good, you know. So we just did the battle. So real good chance I'll be picking up Kings of War miniatures, because really enjoyed playing that game. That evening I had a 4-hour huge Alpha Strike game where each side had a super heavy and 3 lances. Our objective was to destroy the other side's super heavy. Neither side did, but still a fun game, really good game. And then the other one we played the following morning was another Alpha Strike game for about 3 hours. That was the first part of a 3-part campaign where each of the games were linked and you had salvage rights, and we only played the first half. So I walked around a lot, played a lot of games. I'll get into the other games when I do the other half. After this video, you'll see I'll post another Origins loot video for the tabletop gamer to show you what I got for the tabletop gaming, i.e. board gaming and stuff like that, card games and whatnot. So this one's just for the miniature gamer. So with that in mind, let's start off. So one thing I picked up was 2 packs of Rumble Slam figures. Now Phil actually bought the game, so hopefully I'll get a chance to play his. He just bought the base set. It comes with 2, I believe, 5-man teams, like a really big heavy guy, 2 regular guys, and 2 light guys. But they have a shit ton of these character figures, and a lot of them are not somebody. And I'll show you what I mean by this. This is kind of hard to see here, but if you flip it over, hopefully you guys can see that. It's a rat type character that does martial arts, so it's basically not Splinter from TMNT. They had a not Leonidas that has a special kick attack. They had Rowdy Piper, but it was a halfling with a in a tartan skirt and a kilt and bagpipes. They had a bunch of tongue-in-cheek characters like that. So I grabbed the not Splinter. It was mostly plastic, I want to say. And then this guy here, I don't know who he's supposed to be, but he's a shark guy. He just looked hella cool. Honestly, I just got these guys to build and paint because I thought they looked awesome. They did have some really cool looking character figures. So there was a really big devil guy that was, geez, he had to be about 45 millimeter. He was really big. They had some demons. They had one person that was not Goldberg. They they just had a whole bunch of not characters. They had one guy that looked like Zangief, enough that it looked like Zangief, but it wasn't, you know. So it looks like a lot of fun. So hopefully Phil will have a video up on his channel soon of that. So I just got these to paint just for fun. Let's see, next up we have Reaper is always one of the sponsors at the con. So I picked up a Reaper Bones Mausoleum, and the roof does come off. So it has an inside to it. I just thought it looked really cool. It says it's a crypt, but crypt mausoleum, same diff, right? So this is like 30 bucks. But it looked really cool, and it would fit a lot of my terrain and scenery that I have for the gothic look type thing. I'm not going to open this. And yeah, fuck it, why don't we open it? We'll open it and take it out. Give you guys a look, right? Let's see what this thing looks like. Because I haven't even opened it, so I have no idea what it looks like. Okay, there you go. Bag o' parts. Now this is not bones material. That's the floor right there. This is hard plastic, like injection molded plastic, like you'd find on a model kit, perhaps. Looks like everything's loose. I see a groove right here, so it's probably a tongue and groove system, which is I'm cool with. The roof is one piece. Little spiky bits go down the roof. So looking forward to putting that together and painting that up. Put it with my other gothic terrains. Stuff it back in the damn box. I did pick up some other bone stuff besides the crypt. I did get a lot of terrain this year, but that's what I was looking for. Always, always, always looking for terrain. So speaking of terrain, there's a bones. This is Great Obelisk of Cthulhu. So I thought that would look pretty cool in a town, in my rubble medieval looking city. I did have one of these before. I sprayed it gray with some gray primer, and the gray primer did not like it. It had like two parts of it where the primer never totally dried. It's still tacky now, so I'm going to probably, I don't know what I want to do with it, but yeah. So don't prime it. So you can just paint it. So that's what I'm going to do with this. I was going to do it like gray stone, and then the Cthulhu head part I was thinking of doing it like green and brass, kind of like, you know, the Statue of Liberty, how it's all oxidized and old and stuff. So I thought about doing that with that. See if my painting skills are up to par, right? So I got that one for bones. We also picked up a Bathalian Centurion. Just a cool looking model. It's kind of Cthulian a little bit. I don't know if you can see his tentacle face right there. He's got a long tail and two big stabby claw arms. So I thought he'd look pretty cool. He'd probably work pretty good as a not Tyrannid. I believe the Darkspawn army for Warlord also uses these guys. I thought he'd make a pretty cool Chaos spawn for 40k. So that's why I picked him up. Let's see, I also picked up this one from Bones. It's a Dust King and Crypt. So it's this undead looking lich kind of guy, and it's got a smashed up crypt with him. I thought was pretty cool. You got both. I like undead miniatures anyway. The fact that I get a hunk of terrain that I can use with anything was even a better deal. So it's kind of like a twofer. And then also with the terrain from Bones, I grabbed a garbage dumpster, and as you can see with the doors sitting in there, yeah, the door's actually open. So I have two smaller dumpsters that I could use, but I thought maybe a big one would be nice to add some extra cover. So I got that. That again is like, you can hear it rattling. That's hard plastic, not the soft bone stuff. And then also with that, I grabbed a shipping container, which as you can see is two pieces, the lid and the actual shipping container itself. And that's also hard plastic, not bones material. I do have a couple of my older AT-43 shipping containers, but I thought it'd be nice just to have one that looked a little bit different maybe. So that's it for Bones. Oh yeah, the nice lady at the Reaper counter threw in this for me too. a little bones pin. So that was pretty cool of her. Also for terrain, there's got some armor cast stuff. This is the Cathedral Rubble 1 set. So this is, I have a bunch of Gothic medieval type looking ruin buildings. Actually had this on my watch list on eBay, so it's kind of cool that I was able to pick it up in person. But yeah, just like a bunch of Gothic ruin bits all in a pile. More stuff to walk around, go around. Scattered terrain is always good. And then also from Armor Cast, I grabbed this. These are just, let me try and get that out of there. There you go. Just two rubble piles. Looks like bricks and wood, mostly. Pieces of wood and chunks of brick. So again, it's just stuff to make miniatures go around areas or block line of sight, use for cover, make vehicles go around things. So I'm glad I got those because I can always use more terrain. It's one thing you can always use is more terrain. Speaking of terrain, these guys were there for the first time this year, Lasercraft Workshop. So I grabbed a couple buildings from them for my not ruined sci-fi. Remember, I don't know if you guys watched the video where I did the Gamecraft sci-fi buildings with the blue and white ones. So I needed some more buildings for that. So I grabbed some of these. So this one is supposed to be a bunker, is what it says. But I just thought it was a nice building. I like the fact that they can go up on the roof and there's a place to sit up on the roof. But these are all MDF kits. I enjoy MDF kits. I like MDF kits. I think they go together fairly easily and hold up really well. And they're fairly easy to paint. No, I don't go crazy with the details, but they still look good on the table. So anyway, I got the bunker here. I also picked up this building, which is a 8x4 single-story block house. And as you can see, the roof comes off, and it does come with a ladder to access the roof. Thought it looked pretty cool, sci-fi. It would still fit in with my, all you get is the floor. It still fits in with the other stuff I got from Gamecraft. I grabbed this one, which is a 8-inch L single-story L block house. And again, the roof comes off and you get a ladder with it. So that's pretty sweet. And you can see some of the pieces parts, some of the detailing parts. And up the back just has the floor. And then I also grabbed this one from them, which is a 8x8 single-story block house. And again, it comes with the roof and a ladder. Now what's sweet about this is if you have one of these, either the L shape or the single one will fit across the top, and then you have access to both, and you kind of like a porch on top or a balcony where your miniatures can stand, or you can put stuff up there. So that's kind of, I wasn't going to get the 8x8 because I already have those other two blue and white 8x8s I showed you in the previous video from Bendua for Infinity. But this one, since it has a little ridge around the roof, and I can stack the other ones on top of this, so if I want another second 2-story building, I can do that, or if I want to spread them out and make more buildings, I could do that too. So that's that. Alright, and then still more terrain, guys. Told you that was one of my goals. The Malifaux company was there, as always. They're there every year at Origins. And this year they had some of the Plasticraft stuff, which I never bought any of this. I've been looking at it on Miniature Market, and since they had it, I decided to go for it. So I grabbed this ruined building. It's actually 2 parts. It comes pre-colored, pre-painted. The inside, unfortunately, is just kind of like plain gray, as you can see here in the photo. But you can either get 2 separate ruins or put them close together, and they give you a couple planks to so miniatures can walk back and forth across the building. But it comes as seen. Everything's supposed to be painted up already, pre-painted. So I grabbed this, and I grabbed this little set right here, which is 2 little broken wall sections kind of with some supports. And that's what you get on the inside. So again, it's just some place for your troops to hide, or maybe run up and get a sniper shot at it or something like that. So grab both of those. And since we're just on the terrain train, yeah, got me a brown bag. No, Miniature Market was there, and they had a crap load of their tiny terrain. So, and I've put it in my shopping cart I don't know how many times on Miniature Market. But you know, you get like 4 pieces of Tiny Train in your cart, and you really don't feel like paying shipping on that. So I end up always taking it back out. Or you put it in your cart and you're like, I don't want to just pay shipping on that. And you end up spending way more than you want to on other stuff. So since they were there, I bought a whole mess load of Tiny Terrain. I do like this stuff because I have some already, like this awesome crater. Phil got me one for Christmas, so now I have 2 that I got to paint up. And it's just plastic and/or resin. I believe it's resin. But so I got a crater. Let's see, I'll push this shit off to the side. 2 big dead trees. I got 3 smaller dead trees. It's all the same piece, you know. You can just paint them a little bit differently, I guess. A little lighter brown, darker brown, maybe a little grays to look like bark. Let's see, I got a mess load of these broken columns. Where's the other one? That one, and then a couple pieces that lay down. Can't really see that camera, sorry. Trying to look at this and the cam at the same time. So a bunch of these Roman type broken columns that I can either leave individually or adhere to a base and make like a scene. Again, to go with my undead army, I got a grave plot. There's 3 plots here, and there's a couple tombstones for them. Now, all this stuff was, oh shit, maybe $2, $1.50. These little column pieces were like $1 a piece. This big tree I think might have been like $2.50, maybe $3 because it's a heavy solid piece. The smaller trees are at like $1.50. If you need some small little cool terrain bits, definitely check out Miniature Market on that, because they have some really cool shit. These are little sci-fi computer terminals, so there's your computer terminal on that side, and you get like a clear, we'll just take it out of the bag so you guys can see it, because it's hard to see through that damn bag. Come here, let's go, out, out, out. There's one. And there's the other. So you get this little computer terminal here with lots of little stuffages. Not much on the side really. And then you get a clear acrylic screen. Not really acrylic, it's almost like a clear resin. It's got a texture to it, but it's got a little bit of engraving and some circles, like it's trying to give you some information. So smooth that out and it sits in the middle like that. And you can put that in a room for any of your sci-fi games. Obviously Infinity or the current rage, everybody seems to be playing Star Wars Legion, so that would totally work for that too. So these I want to say were $1 a piece or $1.50 a piece, the bigger ones, and then I grabbed 2 of these smaller ones for like, if these were $1.50, these were like $1. So I grabbed 2 smaller ones and 3 bigger ones. Since I have all those sci-fi buildings now and all the roofs come off, so I got to have something inside of them, right? I just put this off to the side. Okay, and the last little bit that I got from them was another computer terminal. It's 1-piece resin casting. It's got a screen and a bunch of little control buttons and doodads and an air vent. So all of that stuff from Tiny Terrain was only $31. So that's a lot of coolness for 31 bucks, I thought anyway. So then they have way more stuff. The guy we were talking to him for a minute or two, and he was saying they're gonna have some more Star Warsy type stuff coming out, like gun tower, some cantina type furniture, bar tables, chairs, and whatnot for sci-fi, which is hella sweet. And then after they get that big release, the next big release is going to be back to fantasy, and they're going to be doing a bunch of like dwarven mining stuff, which they actually have right now a dwarven mine entrance piece and some broken dwarven columns like this, but it's square and dwarfy looking. Available now, but they're going to be coming out with more stuff to make like a 3D dwarven mines kind of setup. With he said they're going to have mining carts and picks and lights and whatever else you find in a dwarven mine, I guess. Maybe some dead dwarves, that'd be cool. Oh yeah, and they threw a coupon at me too. So that's pretty cool. And they do have over 75 pieces online. They had this one there, and they didn't have this. This is an escape pod. It's about that big. I did get that like 2 weeks ago in the mail, and this is a crashed version of the escape pod. So you have the dirt and the burnt, and the little canal that it carved into the ground. So I did pick up those, but I got that off the website. So the last bit of miniature goodness that I have, as I said, I played Alpha Strike twice. That's one of the main games that I like to go down there and play, because I do love my stompy mechs. And of course, I already have a shit ton to build, a bunch to paint, some to finish painting, and well, you play Alpha Strike, so what do you want to do? You want to go buy more mechs. So that's what I did. I bought a bunch of new mechs. So let's see what we have here. I picked up 2 Stalker 2s. Unfortunately, and I wish they, honestly, I wish they would do this. I understand why they don't, for manufacturing purposes, as far as cost goes. But it'd be nice if they gave you an actual picture of what the mech looks like. But luckily, I usually hit up their website and write down the number so I know what I want. But I grabbed 2 Stalker 2s for some reach out and touch it kind of stuff. Let's see, this is an avalanche. I should have another one around here. Here we go. Grab 2 avalanches, because I think they're really cool looking. What else we got? Kind of digging them out of the bag as I'm talking at you. So trying to, some of them I bought in pairs. I have a habit of buying my mechs in pairs. So this is a Viking. It's another missile boat kind of mech. Just sits back and launches missiles like crazy, and it does have a shit ton of them on it, which is awesome. So I already have one, so I thought I'd get me a second one. So that's that one. Let's see, what else? There it is. Volps. Okay, I got 2 of these Volps mechs. Because we were actually playing one of the games we played. The guy had a Volps, a single one. I thought it was a really sweet looking mech, so I grabbed 2 of those. We also had a Uzil on the table, which I thought looked really cool, so I went and grabbed 2 Uzils. And then I grabbed, let's see, 2 Vulture Mark III Primes. Sorry, there you go, now you're on camera. And lastly, I grabbed 1 Carronade mech, because I thought he looked pretty cool too, but just one. I haven't decided which armies are getting these yet, as I have my Red Menace guys, and on the second army I just started painting 2 mechs for it. It's kind of like a dark turquoise blue with a dark yellow gold kind of trim. So I'm not using any of the what do you call it, faction paint jobs, you know, which house is this, which corporation is that. I'm just painting them the way I like to paint them, and fuck it, they're all mercenaries, right? So I play for fun, not for historical reference. So that's everything I picked up for miniature wargaming at Origins this year. So as always, a shit ton of stuff to work on, as if I didn't have enough already, right? But as all you miniature wargamers know, you never have too much stuff. So, alrighty, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave comments below on anything you saw, or if you have questions on anything I acquired. And look for the next video, Origins loot pile for the tabletop gamer, coming very, very soon. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.